Hello guys, here is a DPS6, the transmission, dual clutch, out of a Focus, same as a Fiesta. The purpose of today's video is to show you how to replace the clutch, and I'm going to use basic hand tools only. So I want to try to save you some money here so you don't have to buy all those expensive special service tools, and just pretty much use what you have in your toolbox. There may be one oddball here and there for like $5 that you order on Amazon, such as a Torx socket. But for the most part, you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on service tools. I'll show you what to do. Using a block of wood right here to support the transmission and keep it level. First thing, go ahead and get both actuators off, clutch actuators. One right there. They are fastened on with external Torx E8. However, let me show you something. That is a 1/4 inch socket. See that? 1/4 inch 6-point socket. It works perfectly on that. There, now you don't have to buy an E8 socket. Get these out of here. Okay. Next, you're going to want to get this snap ring off right here. Get this hub out. You can reuse that snap ring if you need to, if you're just cleaning the clutch. If you're going to be reusing the clutch, you will need to buy a special service tool to relock it, but I'm replacing it, and that's the purpose of this video. Utilizing a 90-degree pick, I'm going to get that snap ring out. You can buy these picks at Harbor Freight for like $1.50 for a pack of them, maybe $2. Just kind of work your way around here. See? There you go. Sorry about the mess. This hub will slide out. Your new clutch will come with a new one of these. Next, here's this snap ring. Okay, so at this point you can either get a couple of flathead screwdrivers and spend an hour or so picking at this and pulling it around. Maybe not an hour, but let me show you an easier way if you want to spend $12 on Amazon. Here's some wore out snap ring pliers. That's kind of what they look like up close. See that? Like I said, these are wore out, but it's the general shape of them there. With this, you'll be able to get in here and spread it out like that, and then flick your hand. One moment. There you go. $12 on Amazon gets you that, and you can get it out like that. Now this is one-time use. It's going to stretch when you get it off. If you're very careful with flathead screwdrivers, I've seen other people who have been able to reuse them, but I wouldn't risk it. Next, I'm going to pull the clutch out. Now Ford has an expensive tool to do this. You don't need to do that. And also, I have my own custom tool here. I'm not even going to use that, so you don't have to make that. You're going to get 2 of the clutch nuts that you removed, which, by the way, these are one-time use. Should come in a kit. The EV6Z7052C kit for the Focus. I don't remember the kit number for the Fiesta, but that's the seal kit, and it comes with everything you need to do the job. Okay. I've got them run down about that far there. Okay. And now I'm going to get a pry bar on this side and this side, and just with both hands push up like that. This is one. Like I said, with both hands, I'm just going to jerk it up, and it's going to slide right off that shaft there. Okay, see how it came up? Now I kind of had to, with both hands, let me demonstrate what I did here. On both hands, just like that, at the same time. And that's what got it up. Okay, now you can, with your fingertips, grab the nut on each side, with your right hand on this one, left hand on this one, pull straight up. Let me give you another option in case your fingers aren't strong enough like mine, because I'm used to that handle, but let me figure something else out. There you go. There's a very easy DIY handle right here. You can do that when you lower the new clutch in, too. There you go, guys. Okay. Here's your slave cylinder, throwout bearing, whatever you want to call it. Sit it down here. Here are your Z washers. Inspect for evidence of blue grease leaking onto the washer, which would mean that the seals are leaking on these sealed bearings. But mine aren't. The bearings feel smooth. Nothing's damaged or dislocated here. Look at these tangs right here. This is reusable. However, I'm doing a full clutch job here, and I'm freshening this thing up. It's got 150,000 on it. Might as well replace it while you're in here. Here's the forks. They are fastened down with Torx 45 bolts here. Okay. And inverted Torx E10 right here for the spring bolts. Let me see what I can do here for you. If you don't have a Torx 45 socket, just plan on ordering that. It's probably like $2.99 on Amazon for that one socket. Take all 4 of those bolts out that I showed you. And you can take these out by hand too with a ratchet. You don't need to buy an impact. Telescoping magnet. It'll help you get these out. See? Okay. One moment and I'll tell you what I'm doing here. Let me just cross my fingers. Holy cow, that worked. I can't believe it. Hold on. Wow. So this is just an 8mm socket. I kid you not. Let me get that on camera here for you. See? 8mm. It's a 6-point socket. So these are E10s. If you have external Torx sockets, E10. However, an 8mm will work too. Take all 4 of these spring bolts out here. Can't believe I've been using E10s all these years like a pleb. I don't know what that word means. The next special tool you'll need is your meat hooks. Make sure the dowel pin right there in the middle of the camera is still in on both of them. See, it's in there. There's both forks have different bite widths here. This is the B clutch fork, the more narrow one, and the B clutch fork goes on the bottom here. This is the bottom of the transmission. And that's how they go. Don't mix them up. Don't put the B fork up here, or your car will go forward and reverse and forward. Next thing you want to do is tip it forward here and get some brake parts cleaner. Spray this out, get it clean enough that you can eat off of it. And then cook a steak and put it in here. Okay. Pay attention to these square areas here. Get those nice and clean. That's where the rollers for the forks go. If it's grimy, then forks are gonna not feel smooth. Try not to get brake cleaner on the seals in there. There's one inside of here, and one beneath that bearing support there. Yummy. I just had a New York strip. Okay. All right, so once this is sprayed out and cleaned, you want to blow some compressed air in there and get any remnants of the brake cleaner off. If you do not have compressed air, then you can use your leaf blower. Okay. This is like I said, supposed to be a DIY without any special tools. So yeah, just get it all nice and dry in here. Okay, I got these 4 strips here cleaned off, nice and shiny. That's where the rollers for the forks touch. I don't think I'm going to put any grease on here because that might collect dust and debris and cause the forks to gum up. That's just me. Here's my new forks. Okay. This is a good opportunity to show you guys when you go back together with the forks and you tighten these spring bolts down. Notice these humps right here. You need to align it with the hump right there at the tip of my thumb. Like this. You see that line? It'll align with that little mark right there. So just make sure you tighten them down like that. But yeah, this is the wider forks. This is the A fork, so it goes right here. Once again, this is the bottom of the transmission. Take this clip out of both forks if you got it. Otherwise, your car won't move. Always put the B fork in first, okay? Because it's going to be difficult to see. Just go around once again, make sure these spring bolts are hand started, a few threads. Okay, now go around and tighten these Torx 45s down. I believe it's like 10 to 14 foot-pounds on those 45s here. And then it's about 18 to 22 on these. But if you don't have a torque wrench, it's not the end of the world. If you just have a standard size 3/8 ratchet, Get these down snug as you can, and go just a little grunt further on these. Once again, it looks like so far the only special tool you'll need is maybe those snap ring pliers and the Torx 45 socket, which you may already have. But I'm going to go ahead and get the 8mm now and snug these down. Once again, make sure you keep the line lined up with the line on there. I like to run the first one down about halfway and then get the other one run down all the way. That way it kind of sets it down evenly, otherwise something might get jammed up in there. Just be safe, you know. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, if you bought the Luck Rep set, it'll come with a new bearing support here, this thing, and that's fastened on with 3 Torx 30 screws. And also, if you want to replace these input shaft seals, if you got the black seals, I would replace them. I have a separate video for that, and you will need a special tool for that. I go over that in the video. But if you have the bearing support in the Luck Rep set, go ahead and replace it. Hang on to your old one. We might be using it here, okay? Here's the new slave cylinder bearing. Looks like it's about 6 months old. Well, 4 months. All right, Z-washers are here. The bearings feel good. Always inspect those clips straight in the middle of the camera. Sometimes they break in shipping. Okay. Oh, also, I've got a transmission removal video, too, for focuses, both at home on the driveway and on a lift. The lift has more fine details on it, but yeah, I also have one for in the driveway at home. The slave cylinder should have come with this little packet of grease, okay? Just peel the little tip off of it, and just put a little dab on the tips of the forks. A little dab will do you. There we go. And don't forget that one. Also, I've got new actuators I'm going to put on, but you're going to want to put some on the splines of the actuator too. Just a little, with little teeth in there. Just put a little dab on that. Okay, see how it fell right down? If it doesn't want to go down like this, turn it 180 degrees. There you go. Take your Z washers. Take the big one first and put it down. See, get it on that lower bearing. Take the smaller one. Get any debris off of it. Okay, and turn them and make sure they're both perfectly level. All right. Go around here. Make sure it's about centered on the top. You want to make sure it's about right before you drop the clutch in. Here's the new clutch in this bag here. I unboxed it. It comes pre-locked, so you don't have to reset anything. Just literally drop it in. Okay, it's out of the bag. Swap the wrenches over. There we go. Got these snug down. It's a little bit of movement in them still, but yeah, these are a 10 and an 11 millimeter, just in case you're curious. All right, double check that everything's still centered on the bearing. I'll lift this up. There we go. It should look like that. If it's cockeyed or uneven, just move it around carefully. Don't knock the Z washers off, but that's the way it should look. Get the wrenches off of here. Next, you're going to want to get something to hit the inner bearing race right here and push the clutch down. If you got a Luck Rep set, which came with a new bearing support, that fits perfectly around here. Okay. You can get another socket and just hold this center and kind of push the bearings down. You can choose to do that. But it also appears that, here's another transmission I'm just using to test. This goes down on the shaft, so a 34 millimeter socket will work too. You can use that to hammer down on the inner bearing race. This is the actual special service tool through Ford. OTC tool number 307675/4. If you just want to get that, that's an option too for you. But yeah, 34 millimeter socket or the bearing support will work. That actually worked really well, surprisingly well. Blow off all the debris that you got off the support when you hammered it. Okay. You need to get the clutch down about that far to expose that ridge underneath the shaft to get the snap ring in. I would just get a new snap ring to be safe here, but notice that this has an angle on the snap ring tips here. See the angle? Put it down like this. All right. This is where these snap ring pliers come in handy once again. the tip side going in there with your left hand. Support the back of the snap ring. Kind of nudge it down in there. Okay, make sure it's fully seated all the way around. You can also get your bearing support one more time in your hammer. Give it a whack with your hammer. I'll just do that for you here. That'll assist in fully seating the snap ring here. It looks like it improved it. It popped it in a little bit more. That is correct there. See that white mark right there? Get it to the 9 o'clock position. Get the hub here. Line up the white dot with the white mark. Switch hands here. Okay. Might need to get your bearing support and just tap it a little bit and it'll fall into place. There we go. Now the reason I have you put this at the 9 o'clock position, one moment I'll show you. On focus clutches, the index for the snap ring, it's a little nub underneath the clutch disc here, is actually in the 6 o'clock position here, around where this hole is. On a Fiesta clutch, the nub is right on that white mark, but you want to index it to the nub. I just put it in at an angle with my hands and just worked it in, clicked it in. You can tap it with a screwdriver, make sure it's fully seated. Here is a view of the nub right in the middle of the camera. Next thing you want to do is unlock your new clutch. Okay, so you have a few different options here. Here's what the special service tool looks like. It's literally the same splined gear that is found in the actuator motors here. If you bought new motors, you can take the old one apart and kind of do what I did here and weld a socket onto the end of it. But let's keep welding out of the equation. Let me try to find a Torx socket that'll work in here. Okay, it does appear that a Torx 40 and an extension, it'll get in there and do the job. It will slip just slightly, but you want to go in here onto the splined end of the fork, see? Turn it counterclockwise 10 full revolutions, 10 to 15, until you hear all the clutches click and unlock. Go a few more turns, make sure there's no more clicks. Do that on both clutches. If you want to get the actual service tool, just Google DPS6 clutch reset tool. You can get a Chinese one for about $20, but we're not doing that today. Got a ratchet extension and the Torx 40 in there, 10 full revolutions. The Torx socket is really not that good of a fit, but it got the job done. I heard it unlock. Release. You can hear it slipping the splines there. I would probably get the special service tool to be safe, but this does get the job done. Torx 40. Okay, I'm on the other clutch now. I turned it counterclockwise about 14 times. I'm going to slowly let go. There we go. Clutch is unlocked. At this point, go ahead and get your actuators back in. Put a little dab of grease on the gear head there. You might need to jostle it around a little bit to get it to pop into the forks. See? There you go. Get your bolts tightened down. Get the transmission back in and do the clutch point relearn procedure, and you'll be good to go. Hope this video helps. I've got a playlist of other focus transmission videos, diagnostics, and repair. It's in a playlist on my channel. Have a great day. Hope this helps, and good luck to you.